Well, at some point, this music is going to stop. But until it does, we can just keep on recording. All right, I think it's probably stopping. There it is, right there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Wait a minute.
Go right back to it. Don't let me know when I can stop Bob and leave.
All right, we welcome you guys back to the second segment of the hashtag Brothers of Baseball show. The family is here. There's Mike. There's Anna. How are you guys doing this episode after the 4th of July holiday? How you guys doing? What's up, Anna?
Just doing back to work for a new week of fun and excitement is happening. So that's always kind of like, a little bit of a bummer, but lots of fun baseball over the past week. And here we are.
And Mike, how are you doing, my friend?
Doing all right. Same, like Anna, back to the grind tomorrow. I took Wednesday and Thursday off, took in the Phillies game. Took in the Phillies game against the Padres. Unfortunately, they lost, but, they took 2 or 3 over the weekend from the Reds.
Yep. And you're already getting ahead of me, so don't do that. All right. And, of course, I am Willie. Welcome back, just in case you missed it in the first segment. Good, the bad, and the ugly. And I'm going to get y'all's thoughts here on my ugly because what is going on in Texas as of tape time and all throughout the weekend has been nothing short of sad. So we're going to get to that in just a second. Also, we have coming up in this segment, we have the week that was as Mike just jumped in front of everybody, mama. Well, but that's what Mike does because that's what Philly people do. He can be a little.
Is that what we do? I didn't know that. It must be a Philly thing.
All right, this second segment, y'all, it is being brought to you by the BGC Sports Network. That is right. One more again, your chance to, of course, to continue to support the BGC merchant or BGC Sports Network is here. It's the all new My BGC merch page. Go to bgcsports.net and click on the My BGC merch page where you can purchase authentic BGC merch like our BGC. I feel like I'm saying BGC a lot. Coffee mugs, the overhyped, unofficial, slightly censored Turkey Den t-shirt, the BGC desk mat. There it goes again. And, of course, place your order today. My BGC merch. It is waiting on you. Okay, guys. We do have to talk about some real life stuff. And thank you guys out there, of course, for checking us out on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram TV, and, of course, Twitter. Hope everybody out there had a great 4th of July holiday weekend. I got a chance to go see my mom. My mom's birthday is on July 3rd, so I got a chance to barbecue for her, and we had a lot of fun. So, but let's get to some real life stuff. I want to get y'all's thoughts on the historical flooding that's going on in Central Texas, Kerrville, Texas. It's about 4.5 hours, maybe 5 hours from my location. As we know, the storm swept through and they got like a month's worth of rain in 45 minutes. So, of course, our thoughts and prayers continue to go out to those families and those children. The last time I saw it was 59 people that have been pronounced dead, with still more to find or more people to discover and find out their whereabouts. Of course, a good many of those numbers, a good many of that number does involve children, all at a VBS Vacation Bible Study Christian camp there in Central Texas. So, Mike, I know you're in Philly, and but I mean this story has touched worldwide.
I know it's just these catastrophes, especially, all the lives lost down there and all the damage that's been done, prayers going out to everybody down there in Central Texas.
Yeah, it's oh my gosh. Anna?
I mean, the only positive thing I've seen about it, kind of maybe an hour and a half ago, I saw that they found 2 kids in a tree that they hadn't identified yet, but they were alive. So that's a really good thing, but just so sad. I mean, heartbreaking. Like there's, just little videos that people have been sharing and stuff, and just seeing that, I just can't imagine. And how do you prepare for something that happened like that fast? I cried watching pretty much every single one of them. It's just, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, and to answer your question, how do you prepare for something like that? You don't, and you can't. Now, there are a lot of opinions out there concerning the budget cuts to this particular part of the government. And while that is a real thing, it was hard for me to really differentiate, or let me put it this way. It's hard for me to not assign any accountability to the people that are in charge, but at the same time, knowing that God has a plan and that his plan is perfect, even though we don't understand it. But it's very difficult to not turn it that way. So in the first segment, I kind of struggled with my thoughts on that. But at the same time, I was just real about how I felt about it. And, there's some emotion. There was some emotion in there that, as a parent myself, as a godparent, it's just so heart-wrenching. So yes, continue prayers and thoughts and well wishes, positive vibes, all those great things that will allow those individuals and those families to somehow secure the peace that surpasses all understanding. And that is what we need right now, the peace that surpasses all understanding. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the baseball stuff of it. Mike, you talked about it a little bit off air. Clayton Kershaw became I don't remember what number he was, but he came the latest starting pitcher, or the latest pitcher to record 3,000 career strikeouts. And I remember we had a discussion about this before, about who did we think, or did we think that it would ever happen? And I think we made a mistake by leaving Kershaw off that list. So Mike, he's been around for a long time. He's battled back from a myriad of different injuries. He's your National League representative, if you will, for this part of the show. Let's talk about it.
I know, Clayton Kershaw's been around, I believe, since 2008, 2009 to go back to. And, guy's had a Hall of Fame phenomenal career for the Dodgers. He's been hurt here and there, but, congratulations to him. He just, joining the 3,000 strikeout club, which is, it's like a major accomplishment. As you said, I know we kind of, one of the shows like a month or so ago, we got into like whatever, you mentioned different categories, like what would be broken, whether it was Pete Rose's hit record. There's a couple other things we dove into with that. And, but, how many pitchers can really say, they joined the elite of 3,000 strikeouts?
Not many. And
right.
it's even left with left-handers. Go ahead, Anna.
He's the 20th. So he's the 20th pitcher to record 3,000 and the 4th left-hander of 20. So that's exactly what you were going to say, is that left-handers, it's a rare feat to accomplish.
So who are the other left-handers? There's
Steve Carlton,
Randy
Johnson,
and there's one more.
CC
Sabathia.
Actually, I do have it in.
Those are the only four
left-handers.
For left-handers, right? But when you think about all of the great left-handers that have played this game, Sandy Koufax, amongst others. I mean, when you look at even some of the other guys that were great during their time, like the Steve Averys and whatnot, the Andy Pettit, Tom Glavine, all those guys. None of those guys got to 3,000 strikeouts. And to me, number one, it's shocking that they didn't do it, but then surprising is I don't know what as well. So Clayton Kershaw, again, I continue to owe you an apology. Let me tell you guys a quick story. I saw Clayton Kershaw at a Dallas Mavs game back in 2000 and I want to say 18, maybe 19. And he wouldn't let me take a picture with him, but because he was in a rush. But I remember saying at that time that Clayton Kershaw was done and that he was never going to win a championship. And he actually ended up winning a championship. Turns out he wasn't done. And now he is enshrined in baseball immortality for the rest of his days. So congratulations, Clayton Kershaw. And again, I owe you an apology. Okay. The week that was. Misery misery loves company. But I think for this particular episode, we all just might be okay. Anna, the Twins did what against who and how?
Only won 1 of 3 against the Marlins, which was a little bit of a bummer, but they were really hot. Broke their winning streak, so I felt good about that. And then won 2 of 3 against the Rays, and actually both wins were walk-offs in the 9th inning, and actually on Sunday lost in extra innings to the Rays. So I would say this week for me was encouraging just because things are not over in the American League at all from like a wild card perspective. And if you can, my dad and I discussed this, we have our weekly or bi-weekly breakfast dates, if you will. And we discussed if you're at a week or less than a week out at this point, like of, game.
What happened? She's frozen.
Pretty much every week somebody is
keep going.
Oh, man.
Keep going.
That's it. I mean, you just have to stay within striking distance, and I think that's good enough at this point. It's sad to say, but the American League is just not as dominant right now. So you have a chance.
Yes, indeed. And you do have a chance. And for your Twins, I mean, they did the old Florida two-step against the 2 versions of the fish. You had the Marlins, and then you had the Devil, or the Rays, rather. And the Rays are completely on fire. Even the Marlins, they had won, 11 out of their last 14 or something like that?
Something.
Yeah.
Something in that range.
And that's incredible for a team. When we talked about them a few weeks ago or a few episodes ago, how every big name player that they had is playing on a different team. Jazz Chisholm, Christian Yelich. I forgot the DH from the Braves. Oh my gosh, what's his name?
Marcell Ozuna.
Marcell Ozuna. Oh man, it just goes on and on. All right, so Mike, the Fighting Phils took 2 out of 3 from the Reds over the weekend. Started out the week. There was a rain out, I believe, at the Vet against the Padres.
Took 2 or 3 from the Padres. They went into Atlanta after getting swept by Houston. They swept the Braves last weekend. So, Phils are back in first place. Right now I think the Mets lost Sunday to the Dodgers. So they're a game and a half. Going into the final week of right before the All-Star break.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the All-Stars here in just a minute because we already have a comment or a question from the big homie, Adam, the biggest snub in your opinion regarding the MLB All-Star game. We're going to talk about that here in just a second. But before we actually get there, we got to show love to the A's, right? The A's go to Tampa or wherever they're playing at down there in Florida and take 2 out of 3 from a very, very hot Rays team, as we just mentioned. And really, it should have been a sweep because that third game we lost in extras, if I'm not mistaken. And I was in and out of baseball lore last week because of the holiday and traveling, all that other stuff. But I always keep my pulse on what's going on because we have a show to do every week. And then, of course, as of tape time, so as of Sunday night, the A's will be playing at home, or to wherever they play at. It's not really home, I don't guess. West Sacramento. Let me just say it like this. The Giants took an 85-mile trip up the 80 East to West Sacramento, and this is the rubber match. The game on Sunday would be the rubber match. So it would be cool if we can come back like next week or next episode and say, hey, the A's took 2 out of 3 from the Rays and from the Giants. But I'm not going to get my hopes up too high. So we're just going to leave it there. Okay, we have 2.5 minutes left to go in the second segment. I don't even know where I want to go next, but we're going to reel it in here in just a quick second. But let's talk about this. This is kind of off the cuff a little bit. But who do you think has a bigger emotion? And when I say that, I mean, who's bigger mad, or who's bigger mad or bigger happy? Because the Yankees have just stumbled on the hardest of times. So are we more happy that the Yankees are struggling, or are Dodgers fans more mad because they just got swept by the Astros? Mike?
I would say the Yankees. I mean, they're, last 10 or lost 3 of 7. I mean, 3 and 7 in the last 10 games. And, they were, I don't want to say they had a big, comfortable lead in the American League East, but, it's like Toronto just came out of nowhere and caught fire. And it's like the Yankees are just like falling apart at the seams right now.
And I love it. All right, Anna, you're who has the bigger emotion?
I go Astros. They're riding high. They swept the Dodgers, like who everybody thought were pretty much unbeatable. Now they've proven to be beatable, but I just think if you're an Astros fan right now, you are, I mean, it would take a lot to take you down a peg, because what's not to feel great about what you have going on right now? They got hot at the right time, and they are absolutely just dominating everybody. So, I mean, look out for them. I don't know.
I hope not. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with everybody out there listening and that's watching. I don't know which team I hate more. I don't know if I hate the Astros more, the Dodgers more, or the Yankees more. I mean, and that's just baseball. We're not even talking about football or basketball, but this is the hashtag Brothers of Baseball show, and this is the family of baseball second and third segment. So that may be a poll that I need to put up on Twitter. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that'd be great fun to see the results.
Yeah, I think we'll do that at the conclusion of the show. All right. And speaking of the conclusion, we are winding down the second segment. So guess what we're gonna do? We are going to mute our mics and turn off our cams. We do want you guys to engage with us on social media. We will put your comment, your question up on the screen. We're gonna get to the all-starring and maybe some fair or foul. Haven't decided yet, but definitely the power ranking. So make sure y'all come on back on the other side of the break. There's Anna. There's Mike. Dopey's engineering the game. Big Day behind the boards. I'm Willie. Y'all come back and holler at us.
Are you feeling stuck, Overwhelmed or unsure of your next step in life? It's time to take charge with Don't Jump Life Coaching Solutions. I'm Patrice Epting, and alongside Willie, we're certified life coaches here to guide you through life's toughest challenges.
Whether it's mental health, relationships, or shifts in mindset, we'll help you discover your purpose and move forward with confidence.
Life doesn't have to hold you back. Take the leap with Don't Jump Life Coaching Solutions.
Schedule your free consultation today by calling 469-358-5241.
ShakeBack Media Group, Willie Epting Jr., #Brothers of Baseball. Where are we? We are at the official MLB apparel store live in New York City. Man, the show, 12s and 6s, 1s and 7s, BGCSN 1 and 2. Come on, check your boy out, Willie Epting Jr., #Brothers of Baseball.
Right about now, you're about to be possessed by the sounds.
No heavy metal this time, guys. I love this intro because I actually put it together myself. So
I was waiting for It Takes Two to start. And then I got
you got the record scratch, didn't you? You got the remix. All right, welcome back to the third and final segment of this episode of the #Brothers of Baseball show. You just heard Mike. You saw Anna there laughing. We need to get Anna laughing a little bit more.
Anna.
Yeah, we got to get her laughing more in this third segment. So I don't know what I got to do. Maybe we can get somebody to make a comment. That always gets her going.
Very true.
Very true. All right. So just in case you guys missed it in the second segment, congratulations goes out to Clayton Kershaw for his 3,000th strikeout in his career. Only the fourth left-handed pitcher in the history of this great game to do that. We echoed or we ran down real quickly the other three to do it. Also, Mike and Anna gave their thoughts and prayers on the situation in Kerrville, Texas. Just a completely saddened event, and I hate to say it, guys, but it's going to get worse before it gets better because they're still searching and there's still a lot to be unpacked and still to be discovered down there as well. So all right, this third and final segment, it is being brought to you by Lakecrest Casino and Resort. Are you looking for a relaxing getaway where you can play all day and escape the tedious grind of life? Then plan your getaway today at Lakecrest Casino and Hotel, Armour's premier gaming destination, and let the winning begin. Featuring more than 1,000 of the latest games, plus an array of amenities, including an incredible restaurant, exceptional retail experiences, and a resort-style pool. Lakecrest offers everything you need for an unforgettable escape and a winning experience. Book your stay today and go all in on one of the area's most exciting destinations. That's Lakecrest Casino and Hotel. Again, that is Lakecrest Casino and Hotel. Just go to lakecrestcasino.com. Again, that is lakecrestcasino.com. And make sure you tell them that your people from the #Brothers of Baseball show, as well as the ShakeBack Media Group, and of course the BGC Sports Network, told y'all to check them out. All right. So here's the question. Let's get into this right now. From Adam, the biggest snub in your opinion regarding the MLB All-Star Game. And we got to run through these quickly, guys, because we still got to get to the power ranking. So I'm going to attempt to put this on the screen and see what the heck is going on. All right, so we got the starters in the American League, Mike and Anna. That, of course, is our league. You see there, Cal Raleigh, who is having a fantastic year. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Gleyber Torres, Jose Ramirez, Jacob Wilson. What up, Athletics? Aaron Judge, Riley Green, Javi Baez, Ryan O'Hearn from the Baltimore Orioles as the DH. Now, we know, Anna, that these guys are voted in by the fans. Is there anybody here that the fans got wrong?
Yeah. I mean, Byron Buxton should be a starting outfielder. I'm not just saying that because I'm a homer. I mean, I wrote down his statistics. Like, he's ranked first, second, or like fourth is the lowest in almost every statistical category for an outfielder, especially for a center fielder. So to me, he definitely got snubbed. Yes, he made it as a reserve. That's all fine and well, but the fans got it wrong, and that, don't get me started on the fan voting, but that's what it is.
All right. And Mike, Cal Raleigh, the catcher from the Seattle Mariners, has already bested Barry Bonds' home run mark before the All-Star game. Are we looking at a potential MVP? Should the Seattle Mariners be able to right the ship going down the stretch?
I would think so. I mean, like you said, Cal Raleigh is just having a phenomenal year. You know, he's on fire right now. You know, if the Mariners could stay, you know, right behind Houston, you know, for the duration, they could sneak in as that wild card. Which, you know, it's like, you know, the standings in the American League right now are, you know, there's some teams just falling apart at the seams. And what are we, 3 weeks this Thursday from the trade deadline? So, you know, everybody's going to jockey for position within the next 3.5 weeks, and you'll see who's definitely going to be buyers and the sellers.
Mm-hmm. And here we have the National League starters, excuse me, of course, is voted in by the fans. I feel like we see Will Smith every year as a catcher voted in. Freddie Freeman, Ketel Marte, Manny Machado, Francisco Lindor, Ronald Acuna Jr., Pete Crow Armstrong is having a tremendous season up there in Chicago. No, Kyle Tucker and Shohei Ohtani. There's no Mookie Betts on this list as a starter. And I'm going to ask you again, do you think Mookie should be there possibly in place of Ronald Acuna Jr. or any other person that you think that would fit there?
Yeah, I mean, Ronald Acuna Jr. is doing well since he's been back, but he's only been back for 30 seconds in comparison to, you know, someone that has played the whole season. So, yeah, I mean, he could replace a lot of people on there and would be deserving. It's wild to me that, you know, he got in.
Yeah, Ketel Marte, I think he might be one of my favorite players in the National League, Mike. Right. And I mean, he got injured there for a spell. Probably, I want to say it was in either April or May. But, you know, as we cruise towards the 4th of July, or as we cruise past the 4th of July holiday and looking forward to the deadline, I mean, Ketel Marte is showing that he is really that good of a player. You agree?
No, definitely. I mean, Lindor's, you know, definitely, what do you call it?
5'2" player?
Yeah, but I mean, deserves to make it, but I was going to say Lindor's like 1 out of the last 22 in a slump.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the Mets, the Mets are, you know, they're hanging right in there with the Phillies.
And so, there you guys that are watching, you can tell the pictures, the American League pictures on the screen. I'll read them off real quick. Hunter Brown, Chris Bubic, Aroldis Chapman, Garrett Crochet, Jacob deGrom, who's having a fantastic year for the Rangers, Max Fried, Josh Hader, Yusei Kikuchi, Andres Munoz, Tariq Skubal, Shane Smith, and Brian Wu for the Seattle Mariners. And the reserves are as such for the National League. We have the reserves here: Jason Adam, Matthew Boyd, Edwin Diaz, Mackenzie Gore, Clayton Kershaw. The legend pick. Okay, Freddie Peralta, Robbie Ray, Randy Rodriguez, Chris Sale, Paul Skeens. He's going to be the starter, if I'm not mistaken. Logan Webb, Zach Wheeler, and Yoshinobu Yamamoto. And for the reserves for the American League, you have Alejandro Kirk, catcher from the Blue Jays, Hunter Goodman from Jonathan Aranda, Alex Bregman, Jazz Chisholm Jr., Brandon Lau, Jeremy Pena, Bobby Witt Jr. I'm surprised Bobby Witt didn't get chosen as a starter. Pete Alonso, Ellie De La Cruz, Brendan Donovan, Matt Olson, Eugenio Suarez, who earlier in the year was the 4th person in all time to hit 4 home runs in a game. Remember that conversation we had?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So congratulations to everybody out there that got in, and for the snubs, man, You can't pick everybody. But the one thing about Major League Baseball that I think is cool is that there's always at least one representative from every team. I think that's pretty cool. So it gives everybody a chance to be represented. Okay, how much time do we have left? Oh, I don't know how much time we have left. We got a lot of time left. Well, maybe not really, because I forgot to hit the record button. So we're going to guess this thing. I'm going to say we got about 7 minutes left to go. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get to the power rankings, y'all. Big day. I need you to drop the music, and whatever time we go over or we come up short, blame it on no, I'm not gonna say that. I can't say that on the Christian station. Blame it on my my head and not my heart. All right. So the power rankings as such: AL top 5, AL just a bit outside, NL top 5, NL just a bit outside, top 10 in the majors. Anna and I, of course, our teams are housed in the American League. Mike's team is in the National League. So, Mike, you get the honors of going first with your top 5 in the National League, sir. Go.
Dodgers, Cubs, Phillies, Brewers, Mets.
One more time, sir.
Dodgers, Cubs, Phillies, Brewers, and the Mets.
And you're just a bit outside?
I got the Giants, the Padres, the Cardinals, the Marlins that are 8-2 in the last 10, and the Reds.
Wait a minute.
I get props of words too.
Yeah, I guess it.
The Marlins are ahead of the Braves by a few games, so
yeah, but the Marlins have a minus run difference. Well, anyway, but you know what? That's why we have to do a show. That's why we have to do a show every week.
Giving credit where it's due.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. My bad for shooting holes, and you're just a bit outside. All right, Anna, your top 5 in the National League. Go.
Dodgers, Cubs, Phillies, Mets, and then Brewers. So
repeat
what Mike had, just reversing the Mets and the Brewers.
Dodgers, Phillies,
Cubs, Phillies, Cubs. Mets, Brewers.
Okay, and you're just a bit outside is as
Cardinals, Padres, Giants, and Reds.
Okay. My top 5 in the National League goes like this. I have in the 5 spot, I have the Mets, who just flipped the Yankees. I have the Brewers. I think we'll put the Phillies at 3. I got Chicago at 2, and I've had the Dodgers at 1. My just a bit outside, the last couple of weeks, it was everybody except for whatever teams it was. Now, every team that I said that was in didn't make it because there's only 3 of them this week. San Diego, San Francisco, and Cincinnati. Those are my hashtag Jabo for the National League. All right. American League, as I guess how much time we have left in the show. Lord help me, please. In the American League, Anna, your top 5. Go.
Detroit, Houston, Toronto, Tampa Bay, and New York at 5.
I'm not laughing at the Yankees. I'm lying. I am laughing at the Yankees. One more time.
Detroit, Houston, Toronto, Tampa Bay, and New York.
Okay, and you're just a bit outside?
Seattle, Boston, and I have the Rangers kind of sneaking in. American League's tough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the parity and it being not that great is like at the forefront. Okay.
A lot of mediocrity.
Agreed. All right, Mike, top 5 AL, go.
Tigers, Astros, Blue Jays, Rays, Yankees. You want me to say it again? I know you like hearing the Yankees announced last.
One more time. Go ahead.
Tigers, Astros, Blue Jays, Rays, Yankees.
And you're just a bit outside.
The Mariners.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh.
I don't know what's going on in that American League, but I don't know. There's a lot of teams falling off over there.
Struggle is real.
We're riding high for a while.
For sure. For sure. Okay. Let's see. Okay. My top 5 in the American League is as such. I've got the Rays at number 5. I've got the Yankees at 4. Blue Jays, Houston, and Detroit. How many of those cities have I ever been to? 1, 2, 3. 3 of the 5. Okay. Again, Tampa Bay, and I don't know why I threw a geography lesson in there. It just felt right. Number 4, the Yankees. Number 3, the Blue Jays. Number 2, the Astros. Number 1 is Detroit. My just a bit outside. I've got the Bo Sox. I've got the Mariners, and like you, Anna, I have the Rangers just sneaking in there. And the only reason why they're in there is because of what? They have a plus run differential, even though they're under 500. All right. We got, let's see. It is going to be 4 minutes left to go in the show. Lord help me. All right. Top 10 in the majors. Mike, go.
Tigers, Dodgers, Astros, Cubs, Phillies, Blue Jays, Mets, Brewers, Yankees, and Rays.
I have a question.
Yes.
How do you have the Rays in front of the Yankees?
Well, you got the Yankees in front of the Rays in the
I wasn't
in
done
the
with
top 5.
I wasn't done with my question, sir.
Oh, hey.
Okay. Well, nope, to each his own. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, run it back one more time for us, please.
Tigers, Dodgers, Astros, Cubs, Phillies, Blue Jays, Mets, Brewers, Yankees, Rays.
All right. Anna, explain yourself. Or I'm sorry, give yours and then explain yourself.
She's laughing. See,
Tigers, Astros, Dodgers, Cubs, Phillies, Mets, Blue Jays, Brewers, Rays, Yankees.
I like your number 10 team better. I actually like your number 10 team better than my number 10 team. Okay, for me, the Rays at number 10, the Yankees at number 9, the Mets at 8, the Brewers at 7, the Blue Jays at 6, the Cubs at 5, the Fighting Phillies at 4, the Dodgers at 3, and the Astros at 2, and the Detroit Tigers are the best team in the majors for the week preceding the 4th of July holiday. So that is where it is. Okay. Let me calculate this up real quick, guys. Let's see. 18, 19, 20. Okay. Real quick. Anticipating the deadline. Which contending team are most likely to be buyers? Anna, real quick, one word.
I think the Yankees.
Mike?
Phillies.
I agree. The Phillies need a lot of bullpen help, especially after losing your closer because he cheated.
Oh, I know he'll be back in about a month, but he's been disqualified from postseason play. Thank you, Jose Alvarado.
Yeah, that's what you call hurting the team. Okay, I'm going to anticipate that is the end of the show, and if it's not, we'll find out on Monday. So, with that being said, up next is Greg Hyman, Sports Empire, and his crew. For the dopest engineer in the game, Big Dave. For Anna, for Mike, this is Willie. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay prayed up. Pray for Kerrville in Central Texas. I promise it's going to be all right, and we will holler at y'all again real soon. Peace. We out. Bye.
See you later. Have a good week.